Welcome to Pattaya Info, your trusted source for the latest updates from Pattaya and across Thailand. Today we have several major developing stories that are drawing attention across the country, including a large-scale crackdown on illegal online gambling operations, a theft case involving a tourist, and a shocking drug-related incident inside a temple in Chonburi. And finally, a major national announcement that will affect everyone driving in Thailand. Fuel prices have suddenly surged across the country. So let's begin. Thai authorities have carried out a major coordinated crackdown in Pattaya, dismantling two large illegal online gambling operations in separate luxury villa raids all within the same day. According to officials, both raids took place on March 24, 2026, and resulted in the arrest of 68 Indian nationals who were allegedly operating sophisticated online gambling administrative centers. Authorities say these operations were not small-time scams, but organized corporate-style networks running foreign gambling websites and targeting customers abroad, primarily in India. The first raid was led by Thailand's Tourist Police Bureau under the command of senior officials and involved collaboration between Pattaya Tourist Police, local officers in Nong Pru, and Chonburi immigration personnel. Investigators said the operation began after receiving information from informants, leading to a month-long surveillance effort focused on a luxury villa located near the Maprachon Reservoir area. During the surveillance period, officers noticed several unusual patterns. They observed that the property remained extremely quiet for a place supposedly rented by tourists, yet food deliveries were frequent, sometimes in large quantities, and minibus transportation was seen regularly arriving and departing. Authorities also noted that the foreign occupants showed no typical tourist behavior, such as sightseeing, beach visits, or entertainment outings. Based on accumulated evidence, a search warrant was issued by the Pattaya Provincial Court. At approximately 3 p.m. on March 24, 2026, officers entered the villa where an Indian man reportedly attempted to explain that he was only acting as the caretaker. However, inside the villa, police discovered a large-scale working setup. Officers found 43 Indian men seated at computer stations actively working. Authorities say they were operating as customer service administrators for online gambling websites, handling communication with users, managing transactions, and supporting gambling platform activity in real time. During questioning, the suspects reportedly admitted they were working illegally in Thailand, despite entering the country on tourist visas. Officials stated that the group was connected to a foreign network operating more than 23 online gambling websites, mainly aimed at Indian customers. Investigators believe the operation generated around 600,000 Indian rupees per website each day, and when combined across the network, the yearly turnover was estimated at around 5 billion rupees, which officials calculated as approximately 1.6 billion baht per year. Authorities also described the setup as highly organized. They said workers rotated in shifts with up to 50 people operating at one time, similar to an actual company office, complete with schedules, divisions of responsibility, operational planning, and assigned roles. The villa itself was reportedly rented for 120,000 baht per month and had been used for over a year. Police stated that the workers were supervised by a person known only as Mr. A.K., who allegedly coordinated payments and supplies. Wages were reportedly handed out in cash, averaging around 30,000 to 35,000 rupees per person each month. During the search, authorities seized a large number of items believed to be used in the illegal operation. These included dozens of mobile phones, desktop computers, monitors, laptops, networking equipment, routers, and large quantities of SIM cards. After the raid, all 43 suspects were transferred to Nong Pru Police Station, where they were charged with working illegally without proper permits. But that was not the end of the story. Later the same day, another major operation unfolded in a different part of Nong Pru. This second raid was conducted by Immigration Bureau Region 3 officers following orders to intensify action against transnational crime and illegal foreign labor networks operating inside Thailand. Authorities targeted another villa located in Soi Nong Mai Ken 19, which investigators believed was being used as another illegal administrative hub. Officers described this location as heavily secured and designed to avoid outside attention. They reported that the villa's carport had been transformed into a sealed office space, enclosed with glass walls and covered with tarpaulin to block visibility, making it extremely difficult for neighbors or passers-by to see what was happening inside. When officers entered the premises, they discovered 25 Indian nationals inside, also seated at computers, working in clearly defined roles, such as marketing, accounting, and customer support. Authorities said the operation appeared designed to minimize outside movement. They reportedly found backup generators, stockpiles of frozen food, and supplies stored in large amounts, suggesting that the workers may have been encouraged or instructed to remain inside the villa for long periods. Officials believe this was done specifically to reduce the risk of suspicion and avoid detection. During the inspection, officers examined computer systems and discovered evidence linking the operation to at least 3 major gambling websites with domain names ending in 777. Authorities stated that this network was generating more than 5.6 million Indian rupees per day, and when converted into annual revenue estimates, officials claimed it equaled around 700 million baht per year. More than 80 items were seized from the villa, including computers, laptops, mobile phones, and other electronic equipment believed to be used in the illegal business. All suspects were found to be staying in Thailand on tourist visas, yet working illegally. They were charged under immigration and labor laws for working without proper authorization and were also transferred to Nong Pru Police Station for legal proceedings. Combined, these two operations led to the arrest of 68 individuals, and authorities estimate the combined annual turnover of both networks may be approximately 2.3 billion baht. Officials have stated that investigations are now expanding, with a focus on identifying Thai and foreign financiers, coordinators, and high-level organizers behind the syndicates. Authorities also emphasize that Pattaya remains a priority location for enforcement, due to its international tourist profile and its attractiveness to organized crime networks attempting to operate quietly behind luxury properties. Police have vowed to continue aggressive enforcement, stating that such illegal operations not only violate immigration and labor laws, but also harm Thailand's economic security and international reputation. Now we move to another story in Pattaya involving a theft incident affecting a foreign tourist. Tourist police in Pattaya have arrested a transgender woman accused of stealing a gold necklace valued at around 30,000 baht from an Indian visitor. The incident reportedly occurred during the early hours of March 26th at approximately 3 a.m. near the Baywalk Hotel area on Pattaya Beach Road. According to the report, the victim was identified as Mr. Bahar Singh Yadav, a 39-year-old tourist from India. He informed authorities that his gold necklace had been stolen and immediately reported the case to tourist police officers. Police responded quickly, and within a short time they were able to locate and detain a suspect, identified as Tithirat, aged 27. During a search of the suspect's belongings, officers found the missing gold necklace. Authorities stated that the victim confirmed it was his property, and the suspect reportedly admitted to taking it. The suspect was then formally charged, informed of legal rights, and transferred to Pattaya City Police Station for further processing under Thai law. Officials highlighted the case as an example of rapid response policing, stating that protecting tourists is a major priority, especially in high-traffic areas such as Pattaya Beach Road. Authorities also reminded visitors to remain cautious with valuables, especially during late-night hours in busy tourist zones. We now turn to a shocking incident from Chonburi province where authorities say drug-related activity was discovered inside a temple, leading to arrests and the removal of a high-ranking monk. Local administrative officials in Baht district conducted a raid on a temple after receiving reports that both an abbot and his close disciple were allegedly involved in narcotics. The operation reportedly took place around 8:30 p.m. on March 25, 2026. It was carried out under local government supervision, involving district officials, village leaders, and members of a civil defense volunteer team as part of a targeted anti-drug initiative in the province. The raid focused on Wat Khao Sam Chan, located in Mu 9 Tamban Bo Tong. Officials said they had received intelligence suggesting that the abbot and his disciple may have been connected to drug use and drug storage. When authorities entered the area, they reportedly discovered the disciple inside a room near the abbot's residence, and officers claimed the disciple was actively using methamphetamine at the time. During a search of the room, authorities found several methamphetamine pills, as well as a firearm and ammunition. Officials then questioned the suspect further, and the disciple allegedly admitted that additional drugs had been hidden elsewhere. Authorities were reportedly led to a location across from the temple, on land said to belong to a relative of the abbot. There, officers discovered additional methamphetamine concealed inside the handle of a pair of pruning shears. The suspect then reportedly revealed even more information, claiming that the abbot himself had hidden approximately 50 methamphetamine pills. Officials returned to the temple to confront the abbot, who initially denied any involvement and reportedly attempted to avoid responsibility. However, according to authorities, the disciple continued to insist on the abbot's involvement, and officials stated the disciple provided the information voluntarily, without coercion. Eventually, the abbot admitted to placing the drugs in an incense pot, but claimed the drugs belonged to the disciple, while also acknowledging he was aware of the drug use and had allowed the items to be stored at the temple. During a physical inspection, officials emptied sand from the incense pot and reportedly recovered around 50 methamphetamine pills packaged in plastic bags. Following the discovery, both the abbot and his disciple were taken to the district monastic authority, where they underwent the formal defrocking process. After defrocking, both individuals were handed over to local authorities, and the case was forwarded to Pattaya Police Station for legal proceedings. Officials also reported that the incident has been communicated to relevant religious administrative bodies so that a new abbot may be appointed to manage the temple. The case has caused strong reactions within the local community, with many residents reportedly expressing disappointment and concern over the damage done to trust in religious institutions. Authorities stated that this operation is part of ongoing provincial efforts to fight narcotics and reduce drug-related crime throughout Chonburi. And now, we move to a major national economic story that is already affecting motorists across Thailand. Thailand has officially raised fuel prices by approximately 6 baht per liter across nearly all fuel categories, effective March 26th. The decision was made following a meeting of the Oil Fuel Fund Management Committee, which approved a reduction in subsidies for both diesel and petrol groups. As a result, drivers nationwide are now facing a sudden increase at the pump, with prices rising sharply overnight. Officials stated that the main reason for this change is the continued rise in global oil prices, linked to increasing tensions in the Middle East, which has impacted international energy markets. Thailand's fuel import costs are also influenced by the Singapore diesel benchmark, which has reportedly surged along with global crude oil trends. Government officials explained that for a period of time, the State Oil Fuel Fund had been absorbing massive daily subsidy burdens, reportedly around 2.5 billion baht per day, in order to keep domestic fuel prices lower than market reality. However, they warned that this level of subsidy created significant financial strain and was impacting the fund's liquidity and stability. Because of that pressure, authorities decided it was no longer possible to maintain the same level of government support, leading to the sudden price adjustment. The government has called on the public to remain calm and to practice energy-saving measures whenever possible. Officials also stated that targeted assistance programs are being prepared, aimed at helping vulnerable groups, including low-income households and certain transportation sectors that may be heavily affected by rising fuel costs. The impact has already been felt immediately, with reports of panic buying at petrol stations across the country. In many areas, long queues formed as motorists rushed to fill up their vehicles before the new prices took effect. Even in major tourist destinations such as Pattaya, stations reportedly experienced heavy congestion as drivers attempted to avoid paying the higher rate. Analysts expect this fuel increase to affect transportation costs, delivery services, logistics businesses, and potentially the overall cost of living in the coming weeks. Many observers are now watching closely to see whether further increases will occur, depending on global oil market volatility and geopolitical developments abroad. Authorities have stated they will continue monitoring the situation, but warned that Thailand must balance economic protection for citizens with the financial sustainability of national fuel subsidy systems. These were today's major stories from Pattaya and Thailand. A major crackdown dismantling 2 illegal gambling networks, dozens arrested. A theft case involving a tourist in Pattaya quickly resolved by tourist police. A disturbing narcotics incident inside a temple in Chonburi leading to arrests and defrocking. And finally, a nationwide fuel price surge that will affect millions of drivers immediately. Thank you for watching Pattaya Info. If you want the latest Pattaya updates, breaking news, and real local stories, don't forget to follow our channel. And as always, stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next report. Thank you for watching.